Welcome to this lesson about iLanguage. This lesson builds on two previous lessons, the one on responsibility and the one on being too nice. I recommend that you watch both of those lessons again after this iLanguage lesson as a refresher. It will help you understand how iLanguage works and why it's so powerful. In the responsibility lesson, we covered being above the line, and using iLanguage is the language of personal responsibility. Reluctance to use iLanguage will mostly come from people who are too nice. So if you have identified with being too nice, then using iLanguage will help you to be responsible and assertive rather than being too nice. Learning to use iLanguage will teach you how to clearly get your message across, how to stop nagging and get results, how to be responsible for your feelings and your upset, and an easy way to resolve conflict, and lots more. iLanguage gives people choices about behaving differently. Let's look at an example and imagine a fellow team member saying this to you. You know it's not fair on others when the kitchen is a mess and you really should wash and clean up your own cups. This could be interpreted as a moaning victim statement. On the other hand, they could say it like this with iLanguage. I have something to say and you might not like it. That's an inoculation using iLanguage. Then, I'm disappointed that the kitchen is a mess. I want you to please clean it up right away. When can you get started? In this example, there is no doubt about what our team member is saying or what they want. With iLanguage, you will give people something to respond to rather than being too nice and delivering a pleading request or a subtle hint. Here is an example, and I want you to see if you can feel the different ways you would respond. Example 1. You know when you are driving your car and you get cut off by someone, you get angry. Or when I'm driving my car and I get cut off by someone, I get angry. There is very little doubt in your mind about what is being said by the speaker in the second statement. It's much cleaner. In the first, however, you could be very easily confused and misled because the speaker has told you how you would feel in a given situation, even if you don't drive a car. So you are not clear if they are talking about you, to you, or about themselves. This is what I call slippery language. You language versus I language. When people get defensive, they will often speak for we rather than I. This is often a slippery and sneaky way to hide behind an assumption that they speak for everyone else and that everyone is on their side and shares their opinion. Most of the time it's not the case. Now here's an example. We don't like the way you are talking about John, instead of, I don't like the way you are talking about John. In the second statement, the speaker owned what is happening and they are very clear about it. Using iLanguage stops a conversation from falling into the trap of blame and accusation. Remember, we called this below-the-line behavior in the responsibility lesson. iLanguage also reduces the chance of others feeling personally attacked. You make me angry. This is an attack or an accusation, versus I am angry, statement of fact. Here is a word of warning. Even when using iLanguage, people can feel attacked. Using iLanguage will reduce the chance of people feeling blamed and reduce conflict. It won't eradicate it. Remember the inoculation lesson. iLanguage works really well when we inoculate heavily because it is the pathway to a powerful conversation. iLanguage begins with these words. I am, I want, I need, I prefer, I feel, I don't like. When using iLanguage, we give others an opportunity to respond. Let me give you some more examples of iLanguage. You could say, you are so demanding and overbearing. That's blaming and accusative, versus, I am feeling this conversation intimidating and upsetting. Can we take a break? That's assertive and responsible. When you talk about money, I get a headache. Blaming and it's their problem, versus I feel stressed and anxious and get a headache when talking about money. Using iLanguage is a powerful tool to move your communication skills to a new level. Listen to how the people around you use or don't use iLanguage. Observe the difference, and making changes will reward you. iLanguage increases personal responsibility, and this leads to clarity, personal power, and the confidence to make changes in your world. Let people know that you are learning iLanguage and teach them this lesson. Remember that to teach once is to learn twice. Thank you for completing this iLanguage lesson.